Now, I'm going to start off by saying, if you say, but this is a good figure, after I ask the question I'm about to ask, I'm going to out you for not watching the video. Because there's an important question here. And when I bought this, I do post some of my hauls on a couple of sites, a couple of Facebook pages. And I posted this one up and I said, why did I buy this figure? And everyone's response was, but it's a good figure. It's a good figure, really. And I went, y'all aren't following what I'm asking. Because you see, I have the Pursuit of Cobra version. So much I can tell you that, you take this mask off and you see that grody skull underneath. That's what you get under the Power of the Force. The Pursuit of Cobra one. I had a friend of mine who removed it. And, yeah, it's pretty hideous. It's glued on the Pursuit of Cobra one. But, I was really like, why? Because I don't hate Shadowtracker by any stretch. He's not my favorite character, though. He's just kind of okay. And when I got it in, I was just like, what am I doing? Because the question isn't, is he a good figure? The question is, am I an addict? Because when you draw a line and say, nah, I'm not going to buy this one. And then you got to question that, because it becomes important. I mean, why did I buy this figure if I said I wasn't going to? I have the Pursuit of Cobra one. I like the Pursuit of Cobra one just fine. I don't need every G.I. Joe in classified form. I've been able to pass on others, so what's the deal? So, let's look at his accessories. He's got a hatchet, a compound bow, got this mask, which I think looks like a dog mask, dog skull, but that's beside the point. He's got this knife, he's got a removable arrow here, and yeah, so he has plenty of accessories. That's not an issue. I don't think he has anywhere for that knife to go. If he does, I'm missing it. But either way, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But I do think you need to question your motivations once in a while, because, are we doing this blindly? I don't think so. I think we're doing it fairly consciously. And we want to figure out, what we like and what we don't like. If you're grabbing blindly, shit, come on, Shadowtracker, you know better than that. If you're grabbing blindly, that's not collecting, that's just hoarding. So it gets to this like, yeah, what am I doing here? So, that's not to say I hate the figure. I don't. It's just, I'm questioning what I did when I hit that add to cart button. And it, it just kind of made me stop and think for a minute. Overall, this figure's okay. I'll tell you a couple of flaws I don't like. I don't like he can't turn his head this way because his hair gets caught on the backpack and it'll all fall out. I also don't like, and this was not on the original as far as I remember. I need to dig the original out, but this right here gets in the way of his legs really articulating in certain places. So it's like, yeah, okay, what are these choices that we made here? I don't get it. He's got a cool bone necklace. That's cool. But yeah, he was kind of a weird and questionable character to begin with, and this just compounds. These little bits here actually compound the issue, because he had trouble moving his head in the previous version, and now it's even worse. So yeah, it's like, oops. And I know I don't, I know I've not heard a lot of reviewers say these things about Shadowtracker, about the head and the hair. And it's like, whoops, I forgot to mention that part, didn't I? Funny how they don't mention these things. You know, just saying. It's something that should be brought up and should be taken into consideration when you're talking about an action figure. Is like, is there a limit to articulation, and why? Why was the choice made to put the hair so far down in the back? You know, because that's not quite how the original figure was. And yeah, you know, stuff like that. And that's where the compound bone, maybe that's where the knife's supposed to go, I don't know. I just realized that, but you know, that's not to say he's not a good figure. He is. Of course he is. You know, he doesn't have gummy joints. His accessories are not excessively soft, so, you know, any G.I. Joe that doesn't have that problem has a plus, in my mind. So there is that. I don't know, it's a stupid poser in with his bow and his axe, but, you know, we're going with it. I'll change it to his knife, fine. Anyway. He doesn't hold his bow very well. That's another one. You know, he can hold it. It just takes a lot of work to get him to hold it. And, you know, where's his obvious Cobra sign? He had a Cobra sign on his, I could have swore he had a Cobra on his, chest, the original figure. I'm not seeing it on this one. I thought it was a yellow Cobra symbol to indicate, well, you know, he's a part of Cobra. I mean, isn't that the fact? He's part of Cobra. So, I mean, shouldn't he have the requisite, you know, symbol on him? Huh. Interesting choice there. I need to dig out my old Shadowtracker and see, because I could have sworn that was right. I might be getting him mixed up with the dog handler, whose name escapes me right now. You know, it's only 400 characters you gotta remember in G.I. Joe, so, you know, just bear with me a little bit on that. I mean, you know, no pressure or anything. I mean, yeah, I'm keeping Shadowtracker, don't get me wrong. I just question my motivations for buying it. I don't need a 6-inch Shadowtracker. They got the 4-inch and it's fine. You know? Yeah. I got a little excited for this guy because he was a new character at the time. Less excited for him now because it's, again, digging into the member berries. And if you think I say that excessively, well, maybe you should be asking yourself, why does Hasbro keep doing it? Because that's, I mean, you know, there was this thing about when they first brought out Classified and people said, that's not my G.I. Joe. I actually never saw anybody say that. I never heard anybody say that. I heard them say they look like shit. Because they did. But I never heard them say that's not my G.I. Joe. And that struck me as odd. Because, and I mean, then again, I was not paying very close attention when those were released. I was paying more attention to starting to rebuild the Marvel Legends collection. So that might have been it, is that, you know, I just wasn't watching. But at the same time, I've tried to go back as best I can. And I still haven't found any of those references. So it makes me go, huh. Is it that people thought that's what was being said? Or is it was being said, or was it something else being said? I'm leaning to something else was being said. But that's me. Still, I mean, you know, it makes me question my motivations. And, you know, I need to stop, evaluate, look. Another reason why I'm pushing through a bunch of these videos is I need to stop, evaluate, and look at what I really want in this collection and what I really feel happy with in this collection. And that's not a bad thing. Everyone should stop and evaluate periodically. Because if you don't, you end up buying a bunch of stuff you don't like and then you end up selling it all off. At least if I stop, you know, I slow down and evaluate, that gives me a little leeway and a little bit of room to really enjoy myself. And that's what this is about, is enjoyment. So, yeah, that's what you do, is you just put on the brakes, look at what you got, look at what's coming in, evaluate why you're doing what you're doing. Sometimes you just want a new dolly. And that's what I think this was. I just wanted a new dolly. I mean, that was it. I just want a new dolly. And this is good enough. But that's not a good reason to be buying figures. And I need to quit that. Because I've done that a few too many times. There was this whole thing about fear of missing a deal. And I did buy up a bunch of stuff. Some of it I'm not happy with. A lot of it I am, but some of it I'm not. But at the same time, you know, while this has been a whirlwind, I'm still having fun collecting, so that's a plus. Alright, so I guess I will wrap there and say thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And, you know, have a good day.